A fourth stimulus check, and raises to monthly benefits like Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB benefits may actually look a little bit differently than we originally anticipated. All the details in this video, so let's get right into it. Welcome everyone, thanks again for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it is still totally free to do so. Thank you, I really appreciate it, and let's jump right into the details. So if you've been watching my videos for a while now, you know that we've been talking a lot about a fourth stimulus check, monthly recurring payments, raises to monthly benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, and RRB. We've also been talking about UBI, Universal Basic Income, GBI, Guaranteed Basic Income, and the need for additional assistance for all of these low-income and fixed-income individuals, as they are the ones who are unfortunately being hurt the most right now with prices rising as rapidly as they are and everything else going on out there, and their benefits just simply not cutting it anymore on a monthly basis. Well, as a result of that, we need to continue to look at all of these other programs and other initiatives out there being proposed, because a fourth stimulus check and or raises to all these benefits could actually look a little bit differently than we originally anticipated. In fact, in some instances, some people around the country have already received a fourth stimulus check on the state level, right? For example, California, right? The Golden State Stimulus. Those people living in California most likely probably already received their $600 stimulus check on the state level, right? And there's a handful of other states out there right now who have also issued stimulus checks on the state level. Now, not every single state out there, but some have. Now, here's the thing. As we continue to look forward toward a fourth stimulus check, many of us are looking at it as it's going to come from the federal government, just like the first three did, right? The $1,200, the $600, and the $1,400 stimulus checks issued right out of the Treasury from the federal government. Now, that's how we would anticipate a fourth stimulus check to actually happen. However, maybe, just maybe, it may not arrive in that same method, but rather we need to look at some of these other proposals and other initiatives that are going on out there right now, and things that actually could replace a fourth stimulus check instead. Now, here's the thing. Let's be real. Do we really care what it is called? I mean, if it's called maybe a fourth stimulus check, maybe a raise to monthly benefits, maybe we call it UBI, maybe we call it GBI, maybe we give it some other name like monthly stimulus checks, or maybe there's just some completely other name that we haven't even thought of or heard of yet. If it comes out as some of these other forms, do we really care what it's called? At the end of the day, everybody just needs more money, right? That's ultimately what it comes down to, is just more money, more relief, and more assistance on a monthly basis, right? So do we really care about what the name is on these programs? For the most part, probably most of us would say no. Just as long as there's some green attached to it on a monthly basis, that's about all we really care about, right? Well, yeah, and that's maybe how it could play out at the end of the day. So let's run through this and talk about what your fourth stimulus check could actually look like. Now, to be totally clear with you, I still am very confident that there will be a fourth stimulus check at some point issued in 2021. Based on everything that I'm looking at and everything that I continue to see, it still points toward a fourth stimulus check coming at some point in 2021. However, in addition to a fourth stimulus check right out of the federal government from the Treasury, maybe are there other programs out there that could offer additional monthly benefits and or raises and or stimulus checks to all of these low-income and fixed-income individuals? Well, in my opinion, yes. In fact, I've been talking about this for almost a year now, saying that this will be coming. Mark my word on this, this will be coming. In fact, we're already seeing this around the country in different programs, in different states, in different cities, counties. We're seeing it all over the place. So here's the thing. Whether there is or is not a fourth stimulus check at some point, like I said, I do think that there will be a fourth stimulus check. But even in addition to a fourth stimulus check, at some point, I do think for many of you out there who are receiving benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, and all of you are asking for additional raises on your benefits, which is great. I completely agree with you. Additional raises would be incredibly helpful for millions upon millions of these beneficiaries on a monthly basis going forward, because so many of you continue to reach out to me saying, hey, all I need is an extra $200 a month. All I need is an extra $300 a month. That's all I really need to get by. I'm not asking for $1,000 a month, even though, let's be real, $1,000 would be really nice, right? But really, the majority of the people reaching out are saying, all I need is an extra couple $100 per month. Well, what happens if you don't actually get a raise on your benefits, but rather you get a program like UBI, Universal Basic Income, or GBI, which would actually be a little bit better simply because Universal Basic Income in general would send out money to basically every resident? Well, we already know that pretty much every citizen in the United States does not need a monthly payment, but rather it should be focused on the lowest income individuals, because those are the people who actually need and would utilize the money versus higher income people who don't need it and would probably just save it or who knows what with it, right? They're not the people who need it. So, for everybody out there who has been asking for a raise on your benefits or additional stimulus checks, maybe your raise actually comes in the form of a GBI program, Guaranteed Basic Income program, on a national level. Now, we've seen this come out of California, right? We've seen this come out of multiple different states, counties, and cities throughout the entire country. We've been seeing these things implemented since basically early 2020. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of you are reaching out saying, we don't want a GBI. We just want, that sounds weird, right? GBI. We don't want a guaranteed basic income program. We want a raise on our benefits. I agree. That would be good. However, there may be benefit to a guaranteed basic income program versus an actual raise on your benefits. Let me lay it out for you really quickly. A raise on your benefits would be good. However, if your income just so happened to be to the level where you would actually be having a taxable income because you're over the threshold of what would be wiped out as far as the standard deduction, well, then you would then have taxable income, which then nobody wants to have taxable income. Let's be real. Who wants to pay taxes? I mean, obviously we have to because it's the law. But here's the thing. Nobody really wants to take some of their income, especially when they're low income like that, and peel off a portion of it and send it to the IRS just because you have to. I mean, that's not fun, especially when you have a low income. Even though if you have a tax liability, you must pay it. That's the law. And if you don't, that's a really bad situation that we won't go there in this video, right? But here's the thing. It's just the law. You have to do it. But if there just so happened to be a universal basic income program or a GBI, guaranteed basic income program, that was implemented instead, this would actually be way superior it would actually be a superior program to an actual raise on your benefits. And here's why. Now, I just want to make it very clear. I am not saying that we shouldn't give a raise to your benefits. That would be great. However, it could potentially make you have taxable income. But here's the thing with a GBI program, guaranteed basic income. If there just so happen to be one of these programs, these are no strings attached payments. In other words, they're stimulus checks. That's essentially what they are with a different fancy name. They're highly focused stimulus checks on low-income individuals or whoever is eligible to receive part of that, the stipend on a monthly basis from that program. So here's the thing. It is a no strings attached payment that you get every single month. It does not offset other benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, or RRB, or even rental assistance, utility assistance, SNAP benefits, or anything else like that. So, can you see why maybe a guaranteed basic income program would actually be way superior rather than a raise on your benefits? Because here's the thing. You would get that money every single month, and it would be like, that's it, no strings attached. You can spend that money on whatever you want, and it will not jeopardize any of your other benefits. It will not have any impact to your other benefits that you're already receiving. Whereas, let's be real, everybody knows every time you get a raise on your benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA, anytime that you get that raise, like a COLA raise, for example, cost of living adjustment that you get every single year, everybody looks at it and says, okay, cool, I love the raise, but I'm just waiting for when all of a sudden they jack up Medicare Part B premiums and take it all away. Or even worse, they raise my rent and they offset my entire my entire COLA raise. Or even worse, once again, they reduce your SNAP benefits all the way down to the minimum, or even they take them away simply because the COLA raise has put you over the limit that would make you eligible for those benefits, right? Well, with a UBI or a GBI program, that would not happen. These programs are not counted as income, it is not taxable income, and in most cases, it does not count as resources. It is just like a stimulus check. But however, stimulus checks in general would be much bigger, right? So it would be very similar to a monthly stimulus check on a very tamed down lower scale. So typically these UBI and GBI programs send out anywhere between about $500 and $1,000 per month. Most programs send out about $500 per month. Now I get it, it's not $1,000, but based on what I see down in the comments section, most people want just an extra $200 or $300 per month to help you get by. Well, maybe there it is, $500 in the form of one of these other programs, right? So you kind of get what I'm saying? Is at the end of the day, one of these other programs may actually be a much better option versus actually raising all of these benefits. Now here's the thing also. If they just so happen to raise benefits for Social Security, SSDI, survivors benefits, SSI, things like this, it would then impact the Social Security Administration, and they would need to either raise taxes or do some kind of major overhaul to the programs in order to get these raises out the door, right? Well, that would take a lot of time through Congress. However, if they just so happen to implement one of these UBI or GBI programs, it could literally be done by just writing its own separate bill, passing it through Congress, and boom, there you go. The federal government is funding one of these programs, and they do not need to reform Social Security and go through that long, drawn-out process of raising benefits that way. Get what I'm saying? So the fastest, most streamlined way to get more money to the people would actually be through one of these actual programs, or just straight up monthly stimulus checks, right? Anyway, that would probably be the best. It would be the fastest, easiest way for them to actually issue additional money for a low-income individual. So anyway, I wanted to lay this out for you and just say that, hey, even though I'm very confident that there will be a fourth stimulus check, maybe, just maybe, in addition to a fourth stimulus check, there may be these other programs that actually replace raises to benefits like Social Security, the list that I've been going through. So anyway, I wanted to lay all that out for you because I think it's actually pretty interesting and certainly something to keep an eye on as we continue to see these programs popping up all over the country, right? And we're only going to see more of these programs popping up as we go forward through the coming months and years. They're going to continue popping up. Actually, in early 2020, there were only a handful of these programs, like 3 or 4 of these programs in total, and now there are like 30 plus. In fact, there are over 50 states, cities, and counties that are in support of these programs. So yeah, it is spreading very, very quickly as far as the support for these types of programs. So anyway, I wanted to lay it out there. There's a lot of programs going on out there, and it's really only a matter of time until we get a GBI or UBI program on a nationwide level. So I will continue watching that, and of course, I will keep you updated with everything going on. Thanks again for your support. I truly appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video if you haven't done so yet. Make sure to share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other nearly 1,400 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next video.